Hey friend, glad you're here. I know it's been a little quiet around the Cowboys stuff lately, and I want to be upfront with you. I've been caught up in a major home renovation that's taken way more time than I expected. What started as a simple kitchen update turned into a full house rehab with new floors, light fixtures, fans, even bathroom faucets. It's been non-stop, and honestly, it's been a grind trying to juggle all of that with following the Cowboys the way I usually do. But even with all that going on, I'm back now, and there's no better time to talk Cowboys because training camp has officially kicked off. That's right, football's heating up again, and the anticipation is real. We're just 85 days away from kickoff. It's that sweet spot where hope and reality mix, and I can't wait to break it all down with you. One thing that stands out this year is how much the Cowboys have thrown their full support behind Brian Schottenheimer, the new head coach. Now, if you know Cowboys history, that's not always the case. They've been quick to move on from coaches in the past. But with Schottenheimer, it's different. They're giving him a real chance to build something, kind of like they did with Jason Garrett back in the day. That kind of backing is huge, especially for a rookie head coach trying to make his mark. I want to hear from you. Do you think this kind of support from the front office will finally give the Cowboys the consistency they need? Drop a yes or no in the comments and tell me why. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed and hit that bell so you don't miss any of our Cowboys updates coming your way. Stick around, because next, we're diving deeper into what Schottenheimer's approach means for the players and how it might change the team's identity this season. All right, now that we've set the stage with the big picture on Schottenheimer and the front office backing, let's get into what this actually means for the Cowboys on the field. Brian Schottenheimer is known for his offensive mind. He spent years as a coordinator and assistant, shaping some of the most effective offenses in the league. But this is his first full gig as a head coach, and that transition is always a test. The players seem to be responding well so far. There's a noticeable energy in training camp, a focus and discipline that you can't fake. For a team like Dallas, which has been chasing playoff success for a while now, this kind of cultural shift is key. It's not just about X's and O's. It's about building trust and consistency day in, day out. You've probably seen the buzz about how Schottenheimer's offense could help elevate the Cowboys' quarterback situation. That's a big deal, because we all know how important it is to have a system that plays to the strengths of your QB. If the offense clicks, it could open up the whole playbook and make Dallas a serious threat. But it's not just offense. The team's identity this year is about balance. The defense has to hold up its end, and the coaching staff is pushing for that. We'll be watching closely to see if this new approach can finally fix some of those lingering issues on defense that have held the Cowboys back. Now, here's a question for you. What do you think is the biggest change Brian Schottenheimer needs to make this year to get the Cowboys to the next level? I want to hear your thoughts, so drop them in the comments below. Up next, we'll break down some of the key players to watch in training camp, who's stepping up, who might surprise us, and who's got the most to prove this season. Don't go anywhere. Let's dive into the players who could really make a difference for the Cowboys this season. Training camp is always full of surprises, and this year is no different. One name you've probably heard a lot about is the quarterback. Whether it's Dak Prescott or someone pushing him hard in camp, this position will set the tone for the entire offense. Prescott's experience and leadership are huge assets, but it's also about how well he meshes with Schottenheimer's system. We're watching closely to see if the timing, decision-making, and chemistry with his receivers improve. If that happens, the offense could be firing on all cylinders. Speaking of receivers, keep an eye on the second wide receiver spot. The Cowboys have been hunting for a consistent number 2 for a while now. Whoever steps into that role could be a game changer. Will it be a rookie making a splash? Or maybe a veteran finally hitting their stride? That's a storyline you don't want to miss. On the defensive side, the pressure is on key players like Micah Parsons to lead by example. The defense has had its ups and downs. But if the pass rush heats up and the secondary tightens coverage, that could be the difference in close games. Also, special teams are often overlooked, but could be a secret weapon for Dallas. A solid kicker, reliable returners, and smart coverage units can swing momentum and help win those tight matchups. Now, I want to ask you, which player do you think will be the Cowboys' breakout star this year? Drop your pick in the comments, and let's get that debate started. Coming up next, we'll talk about some of the toughest challenges Brian Schottenheimer faces as he tries to steer this team toward the playoffs. What hurdles do you think are biggest? Stay tuned. All right, now let's talk about the real challenges Brian Schottenheimer faces as the new head coach. Taking over a team like the Cowboys is no small task, especially with the high expectations from fans and media alike. First, there's the pressure to fix inconsistencies on both sides of the ball. The offense has flashes of brilliance, but can also stall at crucial moments. Schottenheimer needs to find that balance between aggressive play calling and smart management of the clock. It's about maximizing the talent he has while also keeping the team disciplined. Then, the defense needs a clear identity. They've got playmakers, no doubt, but sometimes the unit looks out of sync or struggles to close out games. Getting that defense clicking consistently is going to be a top priority. Leadership from veterans like Micah Parsons will be key here, but the coaching staff has to put players in the right positions to succeed. Another big challenge, managing the locker room. The Cowboys have plenty of personalities, and keeping everyone motivated, accountable, and focused can make or break a season. Schottenheimer's ability to connect with players on a personal level will be crucial for building trust and team chemistry. Also, let's not forget about injuries. The NFL is brutal, and the Cowboys can't afford to lose key players for long stretches. Depth and player development will be tested all season. Who steps up when the starters go down? That depth could determine how far this team goes. I want to hear from you. What do you think is the biggest challenge Schottenheimer faces this year? Is it the offense, defense, locker room, or something else? Vote in the poll and leave your thoughts in the comments. Next up, we'll break down the Dallas Cowboys' schedule and key matchups that could decide their playoff fate. Which games are you most looking forward to? I'll share my picks next. All right, let's dive into the Dallas Cowboys 2025 schedule and some key matchups that could shape their season. The NFL is always full of surprises, but some games stand out as potential turning points for the team. First off, the division games against the Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants, and Washington Commanders will be huge. Rivalries always bring extra energy, and winning these matchups is critical to securing the NFC East title. The Eagles look tough this year, so those games will definitely test Schottenheimer's coaching and the team's resilience. Next, pay attention to the games against strong playoff contenders outside the division. Whether it's facing top defenses or high-powered offenses, these matchups will reveal how battle-ready the Cowboys really are. They can't afford to slip up here if they want a solid playoff seed. There are also a few trap games where the Cowboys could be tempted to overlook less flashy opponents. These are the games where teams often lose focus and get upset. It'll be interesting to see how Schottenheimer keeps the team locked in for every single week. One game I'm really excited about is the mid-season clash against a team with a similar style of play. It could be a chess match on both sides of the ball and a real preview of playoff intensity. That's the kind of game where individual performances and coaching adjustments can make all the difference. Now, here's a question for you. Which game on the schedule do you think will be the biggest test for the Cowboys? Drop your answer in the comments and tell me why you picked that one. And if you had to pick, which opponent do you think the Cowboys have the best chance to upset this season? Remember, every game counts, and Schottenheimer's leadership will be tested week after week. Stay tuned, because next, we'll talk about some of the hidden factors that could influence the Cowboys' success this year. Things you might not hear in the mainstream media.